This is going to get very interesting because here's what it comes down to. With Kawhi Leonard healthy, Kawhi Leonard can carry the Los Angeles Clippers to the conference finals. He can do that. We can't dismiss. Listen, they can talk Zubac all they want to. He's about to. I appreciate what we've been seeing from him. It's about to come to an end. Now you're going up against the Joker. You can wrap that up. All that stuff you've been doing numbers-wise, it ain't gonna be nothing compared to. Ain't gonna be anything compared to his numbers, okay? But Kawhi and James Harden could deliver the goods in a series against Denver. And this Kawhi Leonard that I'm looking at right now, if that brother with this James Harden that I've been seeing, man, it's getting interesting. Clippers could go to the conference finals, if not the finals, with this brother. Kawhi looks special right now. I gotta give you credit.
Listen, 9-1 going into the playoffs, playing as good as Kawhi's playing, and the best thing about it is that him and James Harden tag team is a scary sight. Having two dynamic Hall of Fame guards going into the playoffs, playing as well as they are, is going to be something to watch. And, go back to your point with Zubac and Jokic. Listen, Zubac has been playing really well. He will challenge Jokic defensively, and it will be a little toll on him. And it'd be interesting to see how tired and how much he can get Jokic to actually defend, right? And, listen, David Alderman going into his first playoff series against arguably one of the best coaches in the NBA. I don't know if Denver's ready for that, right? Because you have to speak on it. Like, I feel like Denver is in a position where it's twofold, right? If they lose, we fired our coach early before the playoffs started, right? So now you could put some of the blame on that. Jokic has been under this guy his entire career, 3 MVPs. You brought up a lot of stats. He's number one in a bunch of different categories, right? Now you plug in a guy like David Adelman. How does he adjust on the fly? Like, how does he adjust?
Does it really matter?
Game to game? I think it does. I think it does because now you have to actually prepare. How are you preparing for James Harden and Kawhi Leonard?
But only thing I'm saying is I don't think Denver has the personnel. I don't think it's about coaching. I don't think they have the personnel, the depth. What I'm talking about. Your start five is your start five if they're healthy enough to be there. That's different. But I don't think they have the depth on a personnel level to compete with the Los Angeles Clippers if Kawhi Leonard and James Harden's there. And let's not forget Norman Powell, because you talk about a brother that I love. I mean, I love that brother. I've always felt he was underrated. This brother, this year. And then let's also not forget the addition of Jeff Van Gundy, how their defense has been tight all year long. So we know the greatness of Ty Lue as a coach in terms of his in-game adjustments. Ty Lue is special, no question.
I'm not.
But when you add Jeff Van Gundy to the mix, you got 2 head coaches there. Jeff Van Gundy is a damn head coach in this league. We all know what he brings to the table. His basketball acumen is not to be challenged, okay? And it's not an accident that they were a top-rated defensive team. But then to have their offense flowing like this with Kawhi and James Harden and Powell. Listen, I ain't going to go as far as Lethal Weapon 3. This ain't college at Georgia Tech with Kenny Anderson, Brian Oliver, and D3, Dennis Scott. But damn it, you remember those days. It was special. And when I'm looking at James Harden with Powell, with Kawhi, it has given me cause to pause.
I'm just happy look at the Los Angeles page. I'm just happy on the same page. You was looking at me crazy. Matter of fact, you had social media looking at me crazy, man.
That's right.
Looking at me crazy, and now they on my side.
Yeah.
We gonna see.
Who got the last laugh?
We gonna see.
Hold on, whoa. It's not the last laugh, Molly. This Kawhi Leonard has missed 15 of the last 19 playoff games. Let's see if the durability is going to be maintained.
Different load. He got James.
Okay.
Harden.
I understand.
He got Norman Powell, which you just
man, that brother can get hurt going to the bathroom.
He don't
you
have
can't
to
do that.
Carry as
don't
much
worry,
now.
Stephen A.
He can get hurt going to the bathroom. Come on, Marcus. He can get hurt going to the bathroom.
He ain't hurt
you
right
know
now,
that.
Steven. It's up right now. He's up. And
He's definitely not hurt right now.
My favorite.
It's a new day. It's a new year. It's new season, new playoffs. Let's go. Let's
get to the Warriors. They lost 3 of their last 5 games. So
I love the play-in, by the way.
I love the play-in, too. It's a little, if you watched only golf yesterday and woke up today to get caught up in the NBA, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes. The Warriors will face the Grizzlies for the chance to then face the Rockets in the first round. Loser faces the winner of Kings-Mavs, who then will face off. You know what it is. But anywho, the Jimmy Butler trade happens, and they figure something out. But I'm wondering, Lou, have other teams now figured them out a little bit more?
Yeah, I think this goes back to what Steve Kerr said earlier in the season. Steph,
He said Steph was tired, he was exhausted, and you just got to pay attention to the games. When you watch them play, look how hard it is for him to get shots. Like, they're making everything difficult for Steph. He's getting doubled, he's getting trapped. They're making him go to the rim. He's running off a lot of screens. He's exerting a lot of energy to score the basketball. And so when you don't have that option like you want to and score in ease like you're used to with the Golden State Warriors, it makes it difficult. And especially when your game plan has been, when Steph Curry runs off a screen and you can't get it to him, we're just going to throw the ball in the Jimmy. So teams are saying, well, listen, in this new climate of the NBA, where we shoot a bunch of threes, we're trade twos for threes right now. We won't overreact to Jimmy Butler posting up, being able to get to the free throw line, if that can stop us from Steph Curry having the opportunity to make 7 to 8 threes in a game. And so teams have adjusted to that. And now it's Golden State's turn to figure out another way to get easier baskets, to play more in a transition, where they won't have to rely on Steph Curry running off of so many screens and working as hard as he does to have to get a bucket. So teams have noticed that. You see it in the scouting report. But now in a 7-game series, when everything slows down, I think it opens up more because of the pedigree that they have.
Yeah, and he causes so much attention, and the defense is focused so much on him. Guys like Moody and Podziemski, who's been great lately, they're going to get open looks. So in the playoff series, when everyone's watched, can they make 45, 50% of their threes in the series to offset the double teams and the traps that Steph Curry is getting? They're a much better team without Jimmy Butler. That is undeniable. They were good. They've struggled as of late. They are so much better defensively. They got better defensive. Draymond Green is going to win Defensive Player of the Year because Jimmy Butler went there and their team got way better defensively.
Any man offensively.
And he's great defensively, but this team is much better offensively, defensively. They're a better overall team with Jimmy Butler. So I can't sit here and say teams figured him out. I think they're going to have to make some adjustments on the fly, how Steph is getting guarded. But the other guys got to step up. Kuminga's got to be good. These other guys Quentin Post is going to see some minutes too. They never really had a pick and pop center like him. He's been awesome. So it's going to have to be a collective effort for them.
Well, that's the beauty of experience, I suppose, in their favor. Speaking of Memphis, by the way, real quick, they've lost 6 of their last 10, and you know, they've done this before. They faced the Warriors in a play-in a few years ago on the road. They beat them. But they also feel, now word's not broken. How about off? Memphis feels a little off right now.
That's appropriate.
Right?
It's like the Denver. They just fired their coach. It was kind of a shock. I mean, you hear great things about this dude now, and now what do they do, and how do they respond? And again, I think John Morant. There's all these all this distraction and stuff with him. Can he go and be the best player on the floor in this game and get it done? It's one game to get the Houston Rockets.
Crazy.
You kidding me? Like, I'm telling you. And again, I don't want to disrespect the Houston Rockets, but that is the youngest, most inexperienced team that's got home court advantage in this playoffs, other than the Thunder, obviously. But this is a blessing in disguise for me to win this game, get the 7th seed, and have to face the Rockets in the first round.
The one thing that they have going for them is the Golden State Warriors absolutely hate the play-in. they're 0-3 in the play-in. They're yet to win it.
Are they? Oh, it's 0-3.
They're yet to win a game in the play-in. Like, this isn't their thing. So if there's one opportunity to catch Golden State slipping since 2021, this is going to be the time. And everything that you've gone through, from firing your coach, from everything with Ja Morant and this basketball team that people enjoy criticizing, this is your one opportunity to kind of clean that up and move forward.
And again, not to harp on Houston. You win this game, you get the Rockets. You lose this game, you have to win a game to get the Thunder, who are by far the best team in the West.
Right.
Like, you have to win this game.
You have to win this game. By the way, shout out Harrison Barnes. He really, really had some poetic justice on his side last week. So it's kind of crazy it came down to that. You can't laugh at the Spurs,
You know
guys.
what we've probably learned this year? We might have to chill on the load management a little bit. Now that all of these games have come down to literally one game and half games.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm giàu. Và hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là hạt dương. Mọi người, hôm nay tiêu đề của mình sẽ có là hạt bí. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu làm nha. Tí. Đầu tiên là mình sẽ màu hồng. Mọi người đây là màu hồng nhá.